Hi, welcome to the third lecture in SAP Controlling. So in this lecture, we will study cost center accounting. We will understand what is cost center accounting. We will understand configuration behind cost center accounting. Then we will go on create cost centers and related components. And these will be subsequently used in various other lectures, which will touch upon product costing, which will cover in fact product costing, internal orders, product center accounting, etc. So let's start. So what is cost center accounting? Cost center accounting in SAP helps you to plan, allocate, control, and monitor overhead cost in the organization. Overhead costs are costs which can only be indirectly attributed to products which are produced in a manufacturing environment, such as electricity or general storage cost. What are cost centers? A cost center can be any location or a responsibility area within the organization. A cost center represents where cost occurs, like a location, department, responsibility center, etc. Cost center collects various overhead expenditure from finance, manufacturing, sales and distribution, human resources, departments. For a cost center, we can plan expenditure, and when an actual expenditure is posted, it flows into the cost center from FI. This happens through primary cost element, as we discussed in earlier lecture. Now, you can compare the planned expenditure for a specific cost element against the actual expenditure that has been incurred in that cost element in that cost center. Thus, variances can be computed and analyzed. Within a cost center, various activities like cleaning activity, machine activity, cutting activity, painting activity, etc. are performed. Overheads. An overhead cost refers to costs that cannot be directly assigned to production of goods and services of a company. Overhead cost can be a direct cost or an indirect overhead cost. Direct overhead cost is the one which we can directly trace to a product. For example, overhead cost which is incurred in converting raw material into a finished goods is a direct overhead cost. However, there are costs like rent or electricity consumed by a department or administrative charges, these incurred by the administration department or a sales department. These are overhead costs which cannot be directly attributable to a machine which is used to convert a raw material into a finished goods. So this is an indirect overhead cost, and this is generally allocated to the product based on a certain percentage, which could be a percentage of material cost or percentage of activity performed in work center or some other criteria. So cost center accounting will include the below topics: cost center standard hierarchy, master data, where we will cover cost center creation, SKF statistical key figure creation, activity types, cost center planning, where the planning will be done for cost elements within the cost center, activity types within the cost centers. Then price calculation, allocation methods. Typically, there are three types of allocation methods like reposting, assessments, and distribution, cost center budgets, actual posting, and various cost center reports. Cost center standard hierarchy. So cost center standard hierarchy consists of groups of cost centers in a tree-like structure within a controlling area. In our case, the controlling area is AOM1, which we have created earlier. A cost center hierarchy consists of nodes and subnodes that cost centers are attached to. A cost center hierarchy comprises all cost centers for a given period and therefore represents the entire enterprise. Cost center at the top of the hierarchy is defined in transaction code OKKP. This we have done in one of our earlier lectures where we defined the top node of the hierarchy. Similarly, other cost centers in the hierarchy can be created in SAP transaction code OKEO. So we will log into SAP and now start creating the cost centers. So we first set our controlling area, which is AUM1. Now we go to transaction code OKEON. So as you can see, the top node is OMTAC, which was created earlier by us. Solutions URL is www.hometechsolutions.com. Now, this is the top node. Below this, we will create the cost center group. Cost center groups are just a number of cost centers grouped together and clubbed under a group. So they are useful for the purpose of reporting. So let us create a few cost center groups. Okay. This could be PRD production. AUM1. So we created this group PRD AUM. Now below, let's create some cost center assigned to this group. Cost center. Okay. So this cost center number is 3301-1005 and it's production division 1, person responsible AUM tech. Cost center category F4. If you press F4, you can see the standard option. Since this is a production department, let's take a production category P. Okay. So these are checkbox to lock. If you select them, these entries cannot be made. So lock, by default, actual revenue and planned revenues are selected. Well, this cost center will be used for plan and posting actual of the expenses. So we can lock the actual revenue and planned revenue here. And now this can be saved. So the cost center was successfully created. This is below the group or within the group PRD underscore AUM, and it is active, the green. Let's select the group again and create one more cost center in this group, cost center. Production division 2, person responsible same, cost center category P, enter. And save. So even this cost center is successfully created. And let's create one more group. So we will select the top node, that is Om Tech, and now click lower level group. And this time let's create an admin group. So admin underscore aum1 Om Tech. Okay, now in this group, let's add some cost center. So cost center 3301002. This being the administration. And this time the category, let's select administration as a category. So we have W as administration. Save. So we successfully created two cost center group, one for production, one for admin, and we created cost centers in these groups. So cost center group is a group of cost center. It is used for reporting purpose. Cost center standard hierarchy highest node is created in transaction code OKKP. Cost center groups are created in transaction OKEON, and cost center groups can also be created in transaction code KSH1, and then 2 and 3 are for display chain. So these points we have already covered practically in the SAP. In the next lecture, we will go through statistical key figure and activity types.